below the tip of the iceberg.
Unveiling the truth about poverty in America. Marshall McLuhan, a philosopher, once said, "Affluence creates poverty." 3 simple words packed with a whole lot of meaning. The meaning behind this quote has been seen hundreds of years ago and can still be seen in the world today. Even though there is so much wealth and abundance of resources to go around threefold, extreme poverty has plagued so many people around the world. There are children who are malnourished and dangerously underweight because of the lack of nutritious food available to them. People go day after day walking the streets asking strangers for change. There are families living in slums and makeshift houses in the poorest of neighborhoods. All of these images of poverty can be seen in countries such as Congo, Afghanistan, Ethiopia, and India. However, these circumstances are just a few of the most extreme cases of poverty. One must take into consideration that there are different degrees of poverty in this world. The United States is known as one of the richest countries in the world. There are luxurious skyscrapers scattered in metropolitan areas. People are decked out in designer clothing. Food and resources are plentiful. However, these conditions represent just a fraction of what America is truly dealing with. Because the standards of living in this country are sky high, there are a great number of American citizens who do not have the necessary resources and are therefore incapable of meeting these standards. In fact, in 2013, the poverty rate for America was about 15%. Some of these people include single mothers, elderly people, the unemployed, African Americans, and more. We keep using the word poverty to describe the conditions in which a large fraction of America is currently in. But what does poverty truly mean? Poverty is a state in which people lack sufficient resources to live a dignified life. There are millions of people in the U.S. who don't have enough money to put food on their table, who don't have the appropriate education to get a good paying job, who don't have anyone to look after their children so they may go to a job interview. Because they do not have the means necessary to ensure their well-being, they are considered to be in poverty. These type of circumstances are just a few of the ones that cause millions of people across America to be poor. In addition to the lack of resources, the way American society is structured also has an effect on the poverty in this country. Every year, thousands of students drop out of high school or college. Without a high school diploma or college degree, it is not easy for one to get a good paying job. Therefore, many of these people have to settle for the best they can get with the little that they have. This is why there are people from all corners of the U.S. who work full-time jobs on a minimum wage. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 per hour. This income is not enough to pay for their bills, food, work expenses, and much more. Therefore, many people have to apply for governmental benefits to help them survive. However, even if the person were to get a raise, the benefits they may receive from the government will be affected by the change in income. Unfortunately, the current way of measuring poverty in the U.S. doesn't take these factors into consideration.
So how is poverty currently measured in America? Since 1960s, United States has been using official poverty measurement or OPM to measure poverty in America. OPM is an absolute measurement system. It defines poverty based on whether an individual or family is capable of fulfilling their basic needs in life. Threshold and resources are the 2 main components of poverty measurement. OPM measures poverty by comparing gross annual pre-tax income against a threshold that is set a minimum cost of 3 times food diet in 1963. Official poverty measurement is updated for the inflation using Consumer Price Index. It also gets adjusted for the changes in family size, composition, and age of the household. According to official poverty measurement, if a family's total income is less than the family's threshold, the family is considered poor. Approximately 46.5 million Americans are below the poverty threshold. Since 1960s, cost of living in America has undoubtedly changed. The official poverty measurement does not present an accurate data of the current poverty rate in America. It does not take many important costs of living into account, such as in-kind benefits, work expenses, childcare, and geography. However, in 2010, United States Census Bureau decided to find other ways of measuring poverty that better reflected the lives of 21st century Americans. Therefore, National Academy of Science recommended a supplemental poverty measure. Supplemental poverty measure has set poverty threshold 33 percentile of expenditures on food, clothing, shelter, and utilities of consumer units with exactly 2 children times 1.2. SPM also takes geography adjustments for differences in housing costs and a 3-parameter equivalence scale for family size and composition. Supplement poverty measurement gets updated annually and takes all the changes into consideration. Rebecca Blank said, benefit of SPM is that it will be adjusted for any changes in tax, transfer, and work support programs. It uses some of cash income plus in-kind benefits that families can use to meet their FCSU needs. It subtracts taxes or adds tax credits, work experiences, and out-of-pocket medical expenses. Supplemental poverty measurement takes many factors into account while official poverty measurement doesn't. So how should we measure poverty? In order to have an accurate measurement of poverty in America, supplemental poverty measurement and official poverty measurement should be used together. As Blank says, the SPM complements the OPM and will provide info on some aspect of economic needs. Even though OPM does not factor many aspects of current American lives and it only updates annually based on the standard of life in 1960s, it is a good data to see how the cash and earnings are changing among low-income families. SPM, on the other hand, provides a more complex and detailed calculation of poverty, and it will help us understand the changes in economic need of people in America. If they are used together, they will give an accurate data of the poverty status in America and whether poor people's lives are getting better. It also helps government decide what specific programs are needed to help those struggling with poverty and eventually decrease poverty in America. Through this new combined measurement of poverty, we hope that America would finally be cured of the disease of poverty.